Welcome to Boots in Baltimore. I'm LeeAnn Blanchard. I'm here with Kim Strassner, founder of Words with Boards. So, Words with Boards sounds pretty self-explanatory, but tell us about all the different products that you offer.
Yeah. So when we started the company about 10 years ago, Words with Friends was really popular. And I was like, Words with Friends, Words with Boards. So that's kind of how it came about. But it also kind of talks about our product because we put words on boards, literally. So here's like a sample of around one of our round cutting boards with names on them. So we can do, names, sayings, nicknames, addresses, dates, anything you like.
Love it. So, how did you get started? You said it was about 10 years ago, but what gave you the idea?
Yeah, so I made a chalkboard in woodshop in junior high when they used to offer that class in junior high, and
Right.
it's actually sitting on the wall over here. I don't know if you can see it. So that's the original one. My mom kept it in her kitchen all these years, and my husband and I had some leftover butcher block, and we said, let's make gifts for family and cut words out of them. And so we did, and they were a huge hit.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, so then we started off in farmers markets and selling them. And then, immediately went online and had an online store. And so here we are today. We started making them in our row home in Hampden, our 1850s row home in the basement. And then,
Wow.
yeah, and then in a few years, in 2015, we were on the Oprah's Favorite Things holiday list. And so, yeah, so that summer we moved into proper space.
Yeah, to deal with that kind of volume, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was crazy.
So the first one that you made was just chop, but when did you start doing personalized ones with people's
Yeah.
names on it?
Well, we learned really early on, everybody wanted their name on it. So I mean, everyone just wants their name on everything these days. So, uh,
Mine.
yeah. And for, most of our customers order as gifts.
Oh,
So
that
for
makes
wedding
sense.
gifts, yeah. So for wedding gifts, you want their name, their first names or their last name. Or when wedding hashtags were big, we would do wedding hashtags, so yeah, the wedding industry is, wedding gifts, anniversary, any of the gift giving holidays. And then with holiday coming up, they're popular holiday gifts.
Absolutely. So, I mean, they're beautiful and functional and personalized. So,
They
yeah,
check all boxes, right?
all the boxes.
and and 100% American made.
Well, but how has your design kind of evolved over the years? Because it seems like the font's a little bit different, and you've obviously expanded a lot of offerings. So how have things evolved?
Yeah, so we have the classic font, which just is an all capital block font, and then we have a script font. The classic font is definitely the most popular. And so we started off with just like a cutting board, in like two different sizes. And then we expanded the line to different sizes, to trivets, to Lazy Susans, which are fabulous. And then we do like minis, and now we're doing like holiday ornaments, and we just do, we just have so many different products on our website. And some of them are seasonal, and some of them are just the tried and true, large personalized cutting board, which is what we're known for.
That makes sense. I saw a pie server that hmm,
Oh yeah.
sounds sounds like that one's right up my alley.
Yeah. So
Uh,
we have wooden utensils, and we also, so the wooden utensils, it's a guy in Pennsylvania who makes them. We also work with a guy in Nashville who makes our shaker style trays.
mm,
We work with a guy in Pennsylvania who makes he's a wood turner, and he makes our bowls. So we also work with other American makers and artists, and, offer their products on through our website as well.
that's amazing. What a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
To support each other.
well, speaking of support, you do give a lot back to the community. Would you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, so in a couple different ways, we give boards for nonprofits and schools to use in their silent auctions. We employ a really fantastic autistic adult, and he helps us with our shipping material. So puts together our boxes and cuts our bubble wrap and our corrugated and things. So he helps all around our wood shop. And then we also plant a tree for every wood product that we sell on our website. All the cutting boards that we sell, a tree is planted, and we work with One Tree Planted, which is a nonprofit organization. We give them the money and then they plant the trees.
Fantastic. So it's sustainable, right? It's coming full circle.
Exactly. Yeah. And all the wood we use comes from sustainable forests, means that more, if they take away from the forest, they're giving back to the forest.
That's wonderful. So you mentioned that Words with Boards was on Oprah's list, but you've been featured on a lot of famous people's lists and things. So
Yeah.
how did that happen?
Well, it started first with Martha Stewart. So when we first started out, we were on Martha Stewart's radar, and that happened. A friend of mine, his daughter was best friends with the producer for Martha Stewart. So their kids were friends, and so we got her aboard, and she got Martha Stewart the board. So that was real fun. That was our first. I mean, I think we weren't even in business a year when that happened, so that was great. And that really just gave us credibility. At the very beginning, it gave us the credibility that any small company needs. And then 2 years later, we got on Oprah's favorite things list. So I happened to meet Adam Glassman, who's her creative director. And in New York City, I was doing a pitch night thing, and he was a guest judge, and he loved it. And 2 months later, 3 months later, or something like that, we got a phone call in August of that year that we were being considered for the favorite things list, the holiday list. So that was super exciting. And then because of that, we got a lot of press. Like the Washington Post did a huge article on us. All the local news and papers in Baltimore did a write-up on us. And then more recently, we were on the Drew Barrymore show. She talked about our boards, our cutting boards, for about 3 minutes at the end of one of her shows. So that was really exciting. So yeah,
cool.
we've been really lucky, and it's because nobody is doing what we're doing. So we're literally hand cutting the words, the names out of the butcher block cutting board. So, a lot of the personalization that you see, it's laser engraved, right? We have a laser engraver too, but nobody is doing this. Nobody is actually hand cutting, and the boards are really thick. And we offer 3 different wood types. This is maple, which is the most popular, but we offer maple, cherry, and walnut. So that's really why we get a lot of the press that we get, is because no one's doing what we're doing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it. So you said the walnut is the maple is your most popular item, and are the boards still your most popular item?
Yeah. The personalized cutting boards are the most popular, and we have a lot of other things on the website. But those are the most popular. But we have a lot of repeat customers too. So once they give everybody they know, boards with the names cut out, then they come back and they'll say, "Oh, I can do the tray," or I can do, we have something called a meat board, which really is, but it's a really thick board. Whatever. So I can give that as a gift, or I can do the Lazy Susan. So, we have to have a lot of products and continue to come up with new products just for all of those repeat customers.
Well, I imagine after they've given it as a gift and gotten such a huge reception, they want to replicate that response.
Exactly. So our customers are the best gift givers ever. And they really go out of their way to try to find something unique, as a gift, because that's just the type of person that our customer is, just that type of person. They just really want to find something really unique and something that's going to be used and loved for, many years.
Well, I love it. So my name is LeeAnn. It is always misspelled.
Why?
because there's so many different ways to spell LeeAnn. It's Lee, capital ANN, all one word. So no space, no E at the end, two E's in the middle, capital A. And so it just always gets misspelled. And so I imagine for those of us who have, LeeAnn's not even that odd a name.
Right. It just
It's actually pretty common, but I imagine for those people who struggle to find their name on things,
right.
you know, I have a unique spelling, or I just have an unfamiliar name, or I would imagine that it's so much more meaningful to have it right, have it spelled correctly.
Yeah, your name on some. Yeah, and we get a lot of crazy spellings for names, let me tell you. We see it all. We see it all. So, yeah, you're right. For those names that you can't find, you know.
You're not going to find a keychain with
right. Absolutely not. Yeah.
That's so funny. So you mentioned that you started out in Hampden because you lived there, but why did you pick Hampden?
Well, because we live here.
I mean,
it's a great neighborhood, you know, and most of the people who work with us live in Hampden or the surrounding area. So it's a very creative community, and that's why we enjoy being here, you know, as well as the proximity. We don't want to have to drive far to go to work. So yeah, but it's a great community of makers and, you know, creative people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not exactly the arts district, but I do associate it in my mind with a lot of interesting, creative, like you said, sustainable type of business owners, shop owners who are looking to do something different and special, something you know, personalized. That character, I think, of Hampden fits you guys to a T.
Absolutely. All those things and more. Yeah. And we're not in the shopping district of Hampden, you know, but we're not far. And we do have, you know, an area. So we have our wood shop and studio here where we make everything, we pack and ship everything from this location. And then we also have an area where people can come in and shop. So a lot of local people too, they will order online, but then they'll want to come pick up. So, you know,
and peruse the other items.
Yes. Yeah. Because we have things that aren't personalized that people can pick up that are popular in this area. Like we do these like really beautiful inlays. So this is turquoise inlay. So it's real crushed stone in here. And we do turquoise, malachite, and lapis. So you can pick up, you know, little gifty items, you know, as well that aren't necessarily so personalized, but they make great hostess gifts, you know, and things like that, just to have on hand, you know, type of gifts.
Yes. For especially, so Christmas is coming up, and there's always that one person that gives you something and you're like, oh, I didn't know we were gift giving. Oh.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you want to have a few of those things laying around.
Yes. When I was a kid, my mom had in the top of her closet, she had a box of stuff like, these are the emergency gifts.
Right. Yeah, we all have to have that. Absolutely. Or if you get invited to a friend's house last minute for, you know, something, a dinner or whatever, you know, you need to bring a little something. So,
yes.
And we have things in price points everywhere. I mean, for under 10 to over 200. So literally there's something in every price point, you know, here.
And I think it's nice to give some, you know, give people something other than a bottle of wine or other than a bouquet of flowers to just be different, a little bit more memorable.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. When you give a Words with Boards gift, people definitely remember who gave it to them, because again, it's so unique, you know, even if it's not with the words cut out, the inlay boards, you know, and you know, the other things that we have, you're not going to find on Amazon or, you know, in many places except for from us.
Wow, that's so great. I love it. Love it. So, so you mentioned that people could stop by the store, and where is that located, and how can people order online if they choose to?
Yeah. So online, we're at wordswithboards.com. And that's 24/7, obviously. And then we're located at 1750 Union Avenue, Suite G in Baltimore 21211, which is in the Hampden. It's Hampden, but it's right across the light rail tracks from Woodbury. So it's kind of in that Hampden Woodbury area.
Kind of that mill area down there.
Yeah, exactly. Our building actually faces the light rail tracks. So we're on like this little access road that parallels the light rail tracks.
Well, that is a really fun district. People can shop down there, maybe stop by La Cuchara, maybe get some
so many things.
barbecue. Yeah, that would be great.
Right. We've got barbecue. We've got a lot of things in this area. So fun.
Fun. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no, I thank you for having me. I'm super excited to get the word out more about our business.
Absolutely. All right. Well, everyone, check out Words with Boards. I promise you will not regret it. These will be gifts that people will love for a lifetime, and you will always be associated with something beloved.
Oh, that's a great way to say it.
Thanks. All right. Well, more from Boots in Baltimore in future episodes. Thanks again, Kim.
All right. Thanks. Bye.